Hey guys, so apparently everyone over here is experiencing a spectrum outage. Of course, why not? Right in the middle of my life. Um, so I had to come through on the old 5G or whatever it is. I don't even know anymore. Or maybe somebody doesn't want me to tell you this information. All right, so we're just gonna keep going with it. So I think I left off with the bait and switch. And if you're here, please let me know. Just give me a comment or a like or something so I know that you came back. I would appreciate it. So we talked about how sometimes these companies will come and they'll set up in like malls or hotels and they'll say, no experience necessary. And, come in and audition. We have people here from Disney and Nickelodeon and all these places, and you're going to be discovered. Okay, so here's the thing. There's no harm in someone teaching like an acting class or selling headshots as long as that's what they are advertising. Okay? If you thought you were going to go to an audition or a meeting to discuss representation, like an agent, hey, how you doing? Do you go by Liz, Liza, Eliza? Just I love nicknames, so I'm just asking. So if you thought that you were going there for that, and then the conversation turns to them trying to get you to buy something, that's a bait and switch. Okay. I had a lady when I was living in New York, and I was in a grocery store, department store, or something, and she came up and she was like, "Oh my gosh, are you an actor?" Now, mind you, there was like 5 of us together. We had just gotten out of acting class. We were being, 19, probably loud and ridiculous. So it wasn't hard to see. We were also in like dance clothes from dance and movement class. So, I mean, it wasn't too hard to point us out. You know what I mean? And so she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm a talent agent. Everything they're teaching us in school says that's not how that works." So needless to say, we didn't call that woman. Okay. So that was one of my first experiences with those types of people. The second thing are, what is going on? Okay. So many technical things happening around here today. I just don't get it. Anyways, what I say anyways, there's no S on anyway. Casting calls. Okay. So some casting calls, they'll say no experience necessary, but that's what they should be, is a casting call. But what'll happen is you'll come in, you'll fill out some paperwork, you get your photo taken, you'll get recorded on video, maybe sometimes with like musical theater audition. Sometimes they'll record you on video if like the casting director or the director isn't there. And then they'll call you if they decide to hire you. Okay. It's the same thing with like an agency. Let's say you sought out an agent. You'll come in, you'll talk to them, you'll audition. And if they decide to work with you, they will then call you back. But no one tries to sell you anything, and there's no fee to audition for a talent agent. Okay? Just remember that. Like if that's what you're going to. Some of these casting calls they're saying no experience necessary, come and seen by people who work for such and such. Well, here's the thing that people don't understand. These people that say that they work from Disney or Fox or Nickelodeon, they're like the intern. Do you know what I'm saying? Or they're like somebody who's paid to do this. They're not, even the actors that they may get, they're paid to be there. They're not, it's not real. Do you know what I mean? So just keep that in mind if you go to one of those calls, which I really hope that you don't. And that goes for modeling calls too. Same exact thing. They'll have a form that's like judging different things, and they'll have the catwalk and they'll be taking pictures. They'll give you a free photo session right then. And then this brings me to my next point, which is pushing you to sign now. Listen, reputable agencies are very selective. They are. Anyone or any agency who is, when you show up and they are immediately willing to sign you, regardless of your experience or if you're suited for it, you need to question their motives. Okay? Because what will happen is a lot of you will go, have never been in a show, have never been in a film, and they have you walk the runway, they have you read, and they go, oh my gosh, you're a natural. You're so great. You're fabulous. You should be on screen. You should be on TV. You should do this. And you need to question that. I'm not saying that you don't have the talent. Please don't get me wrong. Yes. Is it Elizabeth? I don't know what to call you. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Yes, I have heard of that. I've actually experienced that with some of my actors before from that particular company. And they'll just blow your head up. And then they'll go, okay, you got to decide right now. You can't go home and think about it. You have to decide right now. And if you don't buy today, and if you don't do it today, the price is going to go up. They'll say something like that, right? Or they'll go, oh, well, if you're not willing to fork over the money right now, you're not serious about your career. No, I'm not serious about you. That's what it is. Okay. They try to get you, that's that whole point of what they're doing. You might be going in for acting, and then all of a sudden they have you singing, or say, do you play an instrument? And then they'll have you doing the catwalk. And then all of a sudden you're in a room with them, and they're talking loud and they're talking fast. My grandma always told me to be careful of people who talk loud and fast, because they try to carry you fast. That's what my grandma says. And I believe it, because they will do that. And they'll go, not a lot of people will have this opportunity. We're going to turn down thousands of people today, but we saw something in you, and we want you to be part of our company, right? Then it leads me to my next thing, which is what they'll do is they'll say, you got to use their people. Okay. You don't have to use their people, right? Bona fide agencies don't require that you take classes with them and use only their photographers and only their instructors. That's not what real agencies do. Real agencies will provide a list of coaches that they recommend, or photographers in the area that they recommend, that they know meet the need of what is being sought in the industry. But they don't pressure you to use specific people or try to sell you something in their agency agreement. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's not a thing. You can get a referral from them, which is great. Get a referral. But if they're like, you got to take class with these 3 people that represents our company, and then you got to take class with this person, and you got to get your headshots done with this photographer, and they're all a part of that company, you don't have to do that for a real agency. Okay. My biggest thing, and I want you all to really hear me with this. If you're finding any sort of value in what I'm telling you today, please give me a couple likes, give me some thumbs up, like light it up like fireworks. Okay. Give me some thumbs up and let me know if you actually are getting any value out of this. Real agents never ask for money. Please understand what I'm telling you. Real agencies will never ask you for money. They won't. Okay? Legitimate agents, they make commission off of the gigs that you book. They will never, real ones will never ask you for money up front to be represented by them. They don't do it. Okay. Again, that goes back to them being very selective. Okay. So if people are trying to engage you in like hard to sell techniques for classes or photos or contests, you got to be careful. Okay. Because that's how they make their money, but they don't find you any work. So I had an adult student of my, well, not student, adult cast member of mine who was going to go to this in particular agency and audition. And I said, listen, you got to be careful because that is not a true agency. He's like, oh, no, I know all that stuff. I know. But it's, I'm just auditioning. They're just going to ask me to read and do. I said, okay. I'm not going to argue with you about it. I already know how it's going to go. So he goes and they have him perform a monologue. Hey, mama. They have him perform a monologue. And then they have him sing. He doesn't sing. Okay. Then they have him walk the runway. He's not a model. Then they pull him into a room and they gas him up. They go, yes, you are so good. Like, you're so much better than like half the people out there. I have to tell you, because you are absolutely awesome. And we know for a fact that you can work and we can get you the work. Right? So they blew his head up. Then they said, all you got to do is sign here. And you got to pay us to get new headshots because we know what the industry likes. And the ones that you have right now, it's not necessarily what they're looking for. You got to pay us $500 and we can get you new headshots. And then we need you to take these workshops. This set of workshops is about 6 of them over the course of a month and a half. And you got to come up here every Sunday and take it. And it's about $250. And once you complete that course, we'll set you up with our next 6 set of workshops. Okay. And after you do that, then we'll start to send you out on auditions and things. So you pay for those 2 and then we'll send it out. Well, if you can't pay for the full $500 up front, just go ahead and pay $250 right now for the headshots and then pay the other $250 for the classes in about 2 weeks. Okay. And just so to help you out, we'll keep your card on file. That way we could just debit it, every 2 weeks for the amount that you owe for the classes and for the headshots. You can't think about it. You really gotta, do it today. So he texts me and he's telling me all this stuff and I'm going, don't do it. Do not do it. Don't do it. And he's like, well, I decided I'm going to sleep on it. And I told them I'd come back in the morning. So I got a hotel and I'm going to go back in the morning. Okay. Goes back in the morning. Next thing I know, he tells me he signed with him. Okay. All right. He's like, I feel really good about it. And I really do believe him. And that's great. I think that's fine. If you feel great. Hey, Harry, if you feel great about it, go for it. So about a month or 2 goes by and he's telling me, oh, wow, Emma, I am so sorry. But yeah, that he's telling me a month or 2 goes by. He's like, I can't pay for the second month. So they're just telling me that they're not going to send me out on anything other than extra work. And I was like, wait, what? They're sending you out on extra work? P.S. y'all, you can submit yourself for extra work. You don't need an agency to do that. Yeah. If you didn't know that, let me know. Give me a wow face. You can submit your own self for extra work. It's easy. Anybody can do it. You don't need an agent for that. So you mean to tell me that you paid these people to take these classes for them to send you out on extra work? That's not what you signed up for. Well, it shouldn't have been. I mean, you shouldn't have signed up in the first place, but that's neither here nor there. So I say, okay, well, what are you going to do? He said, well, I guess I'll just work until I can do it. But me driving back and forth to this place 3 hours every week is just killing me with gas and hotels and this and that. And Okay. And on top of that, he signed a 2-year deal. He's locked in a talent contract for 2 years. So it's not like he can go and get represented by anyone else because he's locked into that now. You know what I mean? So what ended up happening was he stopped going after I think about 5 months and just let his contract expire because he couldn't afford the headshots, he couldn't afford the classes, he couldn't afford any of it. So he had to stop going. But at this point, he's already out about $700-800. And that's a lot of money. Unless you know, make over 6 figures already or whatever. But for somebody like me, $800 in 5 months, that's a lot of money. So I'm just saying that, like, that's not how this works. You can find your own acting coaches. Just saying. It's not going to cost you $800. You can find your own photographers. I often list my photographer for headshots. That's where most of my actors go to get their headshots taken. And I know some other people in the area, but Flash Photo Studios does mine. Mika Bree Photography does great headshots. So I know people who know what to do and how to take pictures. You know what I mean? Am I telling you to go to them? Absolutely not. I'm simply saying I know that these are people who do that well. I don't get any cut from that. I don't get any commission or money from referring you to other photographers because I'm not an agent. I'm a friend who has friends in the business and who have people who know how to do stuff. It's just that simple. So, you know, for voice lessons and all that. And so you got to be careful. If they're telling you got to do it now, then they're making you feel bad about not signing. Y'all, it's not that serious. Like, just don't do it. Just don't do it. There's a wonderful website called actorsaccess.com. Let me see if I can put it in the comments here. Where you yourself can find and submit yourself for extra work. You can submit yourself for movies, theater, film. You can upload your headshot and resume to it. You do have to pay $2 per submission because that's how the website makes money. Okay. And any agency, they would also some of them would get some of their leads off of this website. Okay. So you can submit for $2 a submission, but that's going towards the site. It's not going to an agency. Okay. It's going towards actorsaccess.com to allow them to be able to upload those up there. So you can go there and submit yourself when you're ready, and then look for a agent when you're ready, but not being forced to do something and you just feel bad and you're like, oh, I guess I should do it because these people told me I should do it. No. Okay. I often tell people you don't need an agent until you're absolutely sure that A, this is what you want to do for a living. Like, for sure. And B, being prepared. Because when you go to these agencies, you're going to have to audition. And one of the first things they're going to say to you is, who have you trained with? Okay? That's one of the first things they're going to ask you. Who did you train with? Right? Real agencies do their homework too. And they know if you've been with some of these fake agencies. Okay? So they're going to ask you who you've trained with and where you take class, that kind of thing. So make sure that you're getting your education and your training where you want to get it from. If you don't want to get it from me here locally, I totally understand that. I will try to guide you into the best direction I can for what you're trying to do. But what I don't want you to do is to fall for some of these scams that pop up in Jacksonville very often. Please don't do it. If you have questions, send it to me. People do all the time. I'll get inboxes. People go, hey, does this look legit to you? And I will let you know. I will let you know if it is or if it isn't. Okay. So if you have questions, let me know. If you are seriously thinking about getting into acting and you need a coach, let me know. If I can't help you, I will find a reputable coach who will, or send you somewhere who will. Okay, but be aware of these scams out here, people, because people are horrible. So I hope that I helped somebody today, even though the internet is still out and they haven't called me back yet to tell me if it's back on in this area. If I did help you, comment with I got it, or give me a couple likes and a couple hearts down below. If you're watching this in the replay, comment replay for me. And I thank you for coming back and listening to me talk. I really do. We're going to keep going this week. Wednesday, I'm not sure yet what I'm talking about Wednesday, because my whole presentation that I usually do, I had a poll and everything that we were going to do, but the internet said otherwise. So I will put a poll up on my Facebook page after I get done with this video, and you guys go there and vote on what do you want to see next. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I got to go and do a million quadrillion things because it's Tech Week for our murder mystery, which, by the way, get your tickets because they're going fast. dap.booktix.com. Get them today. Okay. Thank you guys. Appreciate you.